strap yourselves in. I'm going to make a jump to light speed.
What's up, Piper Drivers? We're back for another Sunday Cantina chat.
Yes.
The Medina Lorian is in the house, and with me breaking stuff down is my man Ralph. No More Mutants is in the house. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, man? Happy to be back at Star
Back
Wars
from
Church.
from space.
Yes,
back from
man.
space, man. Back from the Halcyon.
We have a member
of the have a member on the channel that has been to the Star Wars Star Cruiser, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So
yes.
I'm excited to hear your experience and what you thought about the whole thing. We got that for you guys today. We hit 10,000 subscribers. We hit that milestone this past week. We hit it like hours after the last live stream, which was hilarious.
Wow.
Just because I saw we were at like 46 away at that point, and we got done with the live stream, and then I went downstairs and I told my wife, I was like, we're like 46 away. I don't think we're gonna hit it this week. It's because it's been kind of it steadied off a little bit in the subscriber count, but then I came back in the evening and it was like boom, we're 20 over 10,000. I was like, okay. I'm like,
congrats, brother. Congrats. That's a big milestone, man.
Yeah, I'm happy. And we got a big giveaway coming up that is going to be going down. I'm going to explain that to you guys. Yep. We have some collectibles that came out this week, and I didn't think I grabbed all of them, so I'm probably gonna have to go to Sideshow and show off a little bit of that what's that thing, the probe droid. We can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that did look good.
And then we got Andor, because Andor was out this week too.
Yeah, dude. Andor's I like it, but I know we can talk about it, but
yeah.
I'm digging it.
Definitely. All right, man, we got 11 people up in the chat, so thanks, guys, for coming and hang out with us. Please comment. Let us know who you are, that if you're in here. Because right now I see in the chat we got Jedi Master Northwest. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Yeah, good.
What's going on, dude? We got Big D in the house. Big D should be here in a few weeks. He'll be down here in Florida, so I'll get to hang out with him, and he can come pick up his prize that he won last weekend.
I'm loving his Tila right there on his icon.
I know. I think he just got that statue recently.
Really?
I think that was the last He-Man one he got, I think. They're doing a remake of it now too. Or
the blonde one,
version 2. No, they do like a variant. We got Jedi Shizzles in the house. What's up, man? We got Andrew.
Shiz?
What's going on, Andrew? What's going on? Norman Rich is in the house. What's up, Norman?
What's up, Norman? Looking professional.
Yeah. Do Back Deliveries. What's going on, dude?
That's a good name.
And Patrick. Hey, man, how's it going? Primetime Reviews. Appreciate you guys chiming in. Let me know you're here.
Thank you,
guys.
All right.
So we'll start off with the 10K subscribers, man. So it's like I said, it's been an awesome year, man. We're closing in at the end of the year. I said that we were going to hit 10,000 subscribers by October. I was right, at least. It's because we hit it by October 31st. So I didn't say when in October, but it happened. So I have a lot of stuff lined up for that. My birthday is November 24th, and we're going to do a special episode on November 23rd. That's going to be the birthday bash and the 10,000 subscriber giveaway all rolled up into one. And instead,
is there alcohol included during the birthday bash?
Absolutely. It's 8:00 at night. So we're going to have that. So alcohol is definitely going to happen.
Nice.
So make some Star Wars drinks. I got to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do that. And then we're going to do a contest during the live stream this time. This isn't going to be one of these giveaways that we've done where, you comment on a video and, I'll pick a winner from that. We're going to probably do something like, what do you call it? Like contests during it, like some trivia games and stuff like that.
Okay.
So what we got lined up for giveaways, we got some Medina Lorian t-shirts. So we're going to be giving away some of those t-shirts. We have 2 Black Series figures. And let me tell you, both of the Black Series figures are pretty dope. We have 1 Gentle Giant statue. It's 1/6 scale, pretty big milestone statue.
Nice. Those are never bad. Those are always pretty decent, man.
Pretty good. We have an art print that's being donated by Eben. So Eben is donating this really sick art print that I'm gonna show you guys too. And we're also giving away a NeoPixel lightsaber. So that's the big one. So that one there is gonna have you change colors, lots of awesome sounds in that one. And you can go cosplay with that if that's what you guys want to do. So
dude, a NeoPixel is pricey too, man. That's something to sneeze at.
So yeah, that's gonna be the lineup. So there's gonna be a lot of giveaways, a lot of opportunities for everybody to win. And I want to let you guys know in the live chat first. I also put a post up in the community section of the channel to let everybody else know that can't make it for the live stream. But I figure 8 o'clock at night is a good time because then you have, the West Coast is coming home from work, and getting ready for Thanksgiving, and then all the way in Australia, my boys in Australia, they're probably waking up to Thanksgiving. So
or it passed. Would it have passed already?
No, but I think 8 o'clock is 11 in the morning for them. I think.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be the next day? Well,
it'll be Thanksgiving Day for them.
Okay.
It'll definitely be my birthday for them. So for them, it'll be my birthday. For me, I'll be prepping for my birthday.
Yes, you're right.
So
because it was the 23rd, not the 24th. Okay.
Right.
I'm following.
Got Caesar in the house.
Australia, even though there is no Thanksgiving in Australia, no U.S. Thanksgiving that we know.
No,
I don't think they. I'm pretty sure they have some type of Thanksgiving, but not U.S.
I have to ask Pilgrims. Luke. I have to ask Luke. Got Greg in the house. Greg in the house. Greg.
No.
Got Flex. SW77. What's up, dude? I just saw his post today. He had some cool signatures that he got.
Yeah, I saw those. He had a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, he did. Michelle, how's it going?
What's up, Michelle?
Welcome. All right, we got Fred in the house. How's it going, man? Badman's here. Badman got a new statue in this past week. He picked up the MYC Stormtrooper Commander.
Wow.
He sent me an email and showed me some pictures, so I'm gonna share that with you guys right now.
Let's see.
Share screen. Yeah.
Wow, dude.
It's pretty cool, man. I like this thing.
And that's always been one of my favorite. Was the orange on the side?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been one of my favorite ones. I mean, this was, I think, when they started doing Powers of the Force again in the late 90s, I was hunting for to army these because I loved them. The details
weathering
really nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. You have that skull in the back.
Yeah.
So this one here, I think it's part of a set. Like you can get this one here, or you can get the regular Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Go with it. So, congrats, man. This is a cool piece.
Yep.
I dig it. All right.
That is really nice.
Darth Strange. What you saying, buddy? You got Darth Strange says, "What's up? Pre-ordered the 110th Mall from Iron Studios. Love the pose. The 110th Mall. Which one's the 110th Mall?
I don't remember the 110th. I thought it was a quarter scale. Don't they have a quarter scale mall?
I know they have a quarter scale that came. I remember that one.
Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
Good,
yeah, Iron is really good.
Gotta have to pull up Sideshow anyways because I got to show off that probe droid.
Yeah, throw that bad boy up. They did say light and sound on that. On the probe droid.
It must be this one. This is cool.
Oh, he says it was just announced last Friday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this. Here, check this out. This is dope.
Let me see.
Share screen.
I was at the parks. I mean, I have seen. Oh, wow. That is a very good pose. That's literally the hallway doors opening.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't have that light up. That's pretty neat. I like the effects they put on it.
I do wish the effects are nice, but I do wish it did light up.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that does. Hey, let me tell you, the 110 scale that they have is really decent. It's usually priced right. I mean, how much is a PF? A quarter scale premium format at $700+. You can get at least 3 of these, for that price. So if you're like, I know the X-Men did that. The X-Men were like 140, 160. You get, 3 X-Men for the price of 1 premium format. You can army build the entire X-Men, or if now they have the entire Star Wars line, dude, you can have a whole plethora of clone troopers. Hopefully clone troopers is my thing, but Jedis and Sith and everything.
I like that one. That's cool.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to make a Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan to go with it.
Yeah.
That's something like I just, the Qui-Gon Hot Toys. So I have a review coming up for that at some point. I did video it, just haven't finished editing it. But it looks great with the Darth Maul because I have the Episode 1 Darth Maul. But what I'm missing with it is an Episode 1 Anakin, or not Anakin, Obi-Wan. And an Anakin. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool to have an
Anakin. Yeah, because you wanted to pair it.
Yeah. You want to have them all pair it together. Like, could you imagine posing that where you have Maul fighting both of them on either side? That'd be dope.
That'd be pretty cool. That would be really cool.
All right. let's talk about the Star Cruiser, man.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
How was your time on the Star Cruiser?
Okay,
That's
so
insane.
we all here, I think you and I for sure, and maybe some of the fans here, have all heard George say there is no episode 7, there is no episode 8 or 9. It doesn't exist. And in my mind, that's what is law. That is biblical. It came from the maker. I'm not a big fan of what Disney did with the last trilogy, but I did go on this Star Cruiser. It
Oh boy, I think we lost him. What up, Indo Nerd?
was, you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're breaking up
Can
a
you
little
hear
bit
me
though.
now?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, sorry about that. They do have some stuff that they need to fix so that you can feel more immersed in there. My first complaint is that there are too many humans. And I don't mean passengers, I mean crew members that are human. I need to see an alien. I need to see more. Um, Even like when we saw Titanic, the movie, remember Leo was in the slums with the poor people dancing, and then he came up to the rich folks area. Well, I literally need a Jawa to be just walking through there, and somebody scurries him to the lower decks. I need
Hmm.
a Tuscan Raider or anybody. It doesn't have to be a Tatooine character. It could be any type of alien. We did see one Twi'lek, one droid. The captain is painted blue face, kind of like George Lucas was in the films, in the prequels.
What
Um,
about the Rhodian? Did you run into the Rhodian guy? They had a Rhodian there, like the
the
beginning.
road is, yeah, they had the Rhodian chick who is like she's like a musician,
Oh,
and
okay.
she speaks Rhodian, and that is it. Everybody else is from a planet, and the cast members that are on the ship that are helping you, they're all from a planet and from Star Wars. I'm from Coruscant. I'm from Mandalore. My planet was lost to wars. If you start talking to them, they know a little bit of the stuff. And that's really cool. Some people I just recently started on the Star Cruiser, and it literally said Mexico, so she still didn't know where she was coming from yet. And but that being the case, they are doing a good job to involve you in their adventure.
Hmm.
But I think there is a delay. So just so you guys know, you get there, they tell you 7 o'clock. They do not board until 1 o'clock. So you're standing for 2 hours. Period. Now, they'll bring you water if you're thirsty and stuff like that. They're hyping you up. They show you a quick video, then you get on board. You haven't had lunch, so they tell you where the mess hall is or where the actual dining room is, and you go eat, and it's a buffet style. So you get to pick whatever you want, kind of like a cruise ship, where you're
Hmm.
like, I'll take more sweet, so I'll take more of the chicken and whatever. You eat that, and then you're like, okay, it's been an hour. We're here. It's now 2 o'clock. Let's go to our room, and our room has our luggage waiting for us. Just like when you get to a cruise ship, they'll take your luggage there. So you're
Right.
mesmerized by the room, and I have videos on my channel on No More Mutants on Instagram where you can see the room and everything. You have no window. You have a port view, very similar to what you would expect on a cruise, but it's looking at the space. So you can see ships, stars, comets, and planets, which is really, really cool. But
Hmm.
once you get out, you're just walking around for like 2 hours. And you're like, what are we doing? I mean, like, is this it? Is this
Right.
it? Suddenly, I saw, this is my experience. I saw a little kid just zigzagging all over the place. Like, this kid's just having a blast. He's just like, I'm in Star Wars, and you kind of hear the kid talking, and he's like, I got the secret message. Where's so and so? Have you seen so and so? And you're like, what are you talking about, kid? He's looking for a cast member by name who is now starting his adventure, and this kid got him wrapped up about it, and you're like, what is going on? So when you start finding out, you have to use your actual wristband, your M band, to check in and try to open doors. If you can't open a door, it gives you like a secret pattern. You got to go back to that door. You got to use the pattern to unlock that door. Then you get another secret pattern to go to a different room, and that's when you meet the character who is trying to help the rest. And I missed part of that because there was nothing in the beginning that says, by the way, be careful. There are a few scoundrels on here, or there are a few villains, or a few heroes, and you start looking for these guys. There was nobody that was like a totally different character. He looked just like everybody else. So I missed like about 3 hours of it. But once you
Mm.
get into it, he's like, I got to get Chewbacca on the ship. And then the kids are like screaming, yeah, it's Chewbacca, and you're following along, but it can't very cringy and kiddie. It can't get like that because, it's really tailored for the kids. They are hiding Chewbacca. These are kids that are no more than 3 feet and a half tall,
Mm-hmm.
hiding a Wookiee. So the Wookiee's like crouching in there. They're like, there's nothing to see here. And then, the First Order comes on board and they make an announcement, and you're all in the lobby when this happens because they call you to the lobby or the atrium. And you're like, oh, boo, everybody's booing, but the kids are having a blast. And then Chewbacca's on board, you're hiding him. But then they have little events within the ship. So your data pad, which is your iPhone, gives you a little message saying it's now time to learn how to, let's say, pilot the ship,
Mm-hmm.
or more bridge experience. They show you how to use weapons. They show you how to use shields and so forth, which is really cool because that really like lets go of the story in the back, and you're like, dude, I'm picking up cargo, or I'm using the shields and I'm protecting the ship, and they're ranking you against the other teams, and you're about there like an hour, and you're like, this was really cool. I wish we could do this, more than what I'm getting, but I get it. There's other passengers and stuff like that. And then you go back, you have dinner. By that time, the musician is on board. She is a Twi'lek, and the Rhodian is playing music and stuff like that. And it can get very dinner cruise where they're like singing to you, very that, like Club Obi-Wan. And you're like, all right, dude, eh, I get it. You can sing, but this isn't really entertaining. The food they're serving you, the waiters are professional. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like if you ask them, like, "Hey, what can I drink with this? What type of wine do you have on your planet?" Oh, well, I like my wife likes a Pinot Noir. We don't have a Pinot Noir, but we do have this, which is equivalent. And you're like, okay, because when they bring you out your food, steak is bantha.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it. They're like, we have a plate of bantha here with a nice sweet sauce, and he's describing it just like you would go to Ruth's Chris or any fancy restaurant. And you're like, okay, this is really cool. Um, if you want an alcoholic drink, you're going to pay for it. You can. It's not included.
How much are these alcoholic drinks?
So I have the cocktail list here. I brought it with me. There's something called
Okay.
the Hoth Iceberg. Okay, and
Okay.
everything is Star Wars themed. Hoth Iceberg, which includes vodka, lemon, pure cane sugar, and vanilla lemon foam, is $18.50.
Okay.
Okay,
That's about average for a Star Wars for a Disney drink, the
okay.
specialty Disney drink. That's going to be about there.
And then you have the Fiery Mustafarian, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which is tequila, stone fruit, lime, chill, and black salt. $36.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a little pricey.
There's another one is from Dagobah. It's vodka, orange liqueur, lime, and peppercorn. $33. It
Okay.
goes up there. The Pod Chaser, bourbon, bitters, and orange zest. $22. So you have one, two drinks, and you're with your Mal yet picante.
No sad.
Love says.
Piquante
Missy
taste.
says. But it starts adding up. If you and your spouse, your significant other, have two drinks each, you're looking close to $100. You know.
Yeah, that's pricey.
Now that's just on your drink. Your food is included. And
Mm-hmm.
your regular, I want coffee, cappuccino, it's come right up. Whatever you want, cafecito, they make it for you. But
It should at least include some of those drinks as part of the menu. I mean, you're
at least
spending for
one.
at least for what at least the two of you are like what $5,000 you spent so far.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's recap a little bit there. You spent $5,000 to get on this makeshift
For two
boat
people. Yep.
for two people. You don't know what you're doing for the first 3 hours.
Yep.
You're eating at a buffet.
Yep.
It's mostly a kiddie kind of experience at the beginning, which is you're spending $5,000. It's going to be a rough, hard for me to swallow that to do with my
Yeah.
kids. And then when it comes to the drinks, you're gonna make up what you didn't spend in food and alcohol.
Yeah.
It's because as adults we're gonna drink. I'm gonna want to drink.
Well, to me, the best part of the ship, I'm not lying to you, is the bar. Like they have not a cantina because you're not on, Tatooine,
Yeah.
but they have a bar and it is themed out. It is LED
I
lights.
think
like
we have
this.
a picture of that. Hold on.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful.
Um,
And if you ask for food, they will tell you whatever they have. Like we have little dough with slices of meat, and you're like, "What is that?" And it's yeah. So that's not an actual hologram. That's my actual bartender. The lighting caught him like that.
Yeah, right. That's kind of
But
neat.
there's bubbles in there. I mean, that is sabak. That's on a sabak table, and it's holographic where the person sitting here cannot see what the other person's cards are. You know, so you
Did you
kind of
get
see your
on this
cards.
thing early, or was this picture taken late at night?
This was taken late at night. So when
Okay.
everybody's maxed out, like they're like, I'm dead. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I went back up and I got this
Okay.
picture. I got a few pictures like that because the place is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the orange pinks. Like I took Chopper, I took Grogu. I was on babysitting duties for Din. We got some more frogs. This is the atrium. So there's two elevators behind them. You can't see them. That
Hmm.
second level you cannot get on. That's for the cast members. That's when the first order comes out,
Right,
and
right,
ultimately, heroes and villains. Um, Even that little part at the top, something happens to it, but
right.
it was absolutely beautiful. It does bring you into the sense that you are in Star Wars. You're not, watching Star Wars. You're in Star Wars. But they
So,
needed more aliens. They needed a mouse droid to run around every so often.
so Darth Strange said something earlier about that.
Yeah,
About that, they're saying that that they're cutting back on cast members that are at the event is because or at the Star Cruiser because it's not filled to capacity. It's 25%
yeah.
fill capacity. How was your experience with that? Was there a lot of people, a lot of travelers, or was it
No,
mostly there wasn't?
it was not. I mean, we found out that it was filled to 50% capacity when I went. So
Wow.
that left plenty of space for other people.
Right.
I do know me and you have discussed this, George. In May, there are 3 blackout dates, and those
Hmm.
blackout dates are literally just so they can fix stuff on the ship and maybe do some tweaks to the show,
Hmm.
whatever. But you see right there, the 2 elevators. Then at the
Hmm.
very far right, the Halcyon image, the panels, the screens.
Hmm.
That's where you would actually take this. You'd and it has your name, your credits, everything, and you tap it, and it says, "Okay, you need to go to the cargo bay." You got to find on the 4 different floors where the cargo bay is. You got to put in the special code. Then you get into the cargo bay. Then in there you could do other stuff. Then throughout the ship, that's on Batu, but
Yeah, I know. I
throughout
was
the
on
ship
Batu.
you can do stuff and interact with members. Like, how do we fix a hyperdrive? How do we fix this? And then they have assigned events, which was like going to the bridge and actually learning how to use the shields, learning how to use the weapons. Even the second day, they had lightsaber training,
Hmm.
which was really cool because it was like laser tag with your lightsaber.
Okay.
And so sometimes you and me we'll pretend we're hitting something, but this time something that's actually shot at the blade. This blade actually receives the signal,
Okay.
and it makes like a like you blocked it.
How was the
So
lightsaber? Was the lightsaber more like a custom lightsaber, or was it more still like the Disney lightsaber, fat and
it's
all that?
yeah, it
It's
was a
massive.
cucumber. Yeah, it's a cucumber guy.
Okay. Okay.
It's like sausage. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but it is cool because you get to do, and the blocking, and then my wife is not a Star Wars. She's a fan, but she's not us. So she's like, this is really fun, and they're telling her, okay, you got to block up, then down, then up, and then down, and then you got to follow the lights, and then at a certain point, it's telling you where it's going to shoot. Like, it's flashing, I'm going to shoot down, so But then they're like, okay, we're going to get to the next level. There's the training droid is no longer going to show you. You have to use the force. Then the screen dims, and suddenly you hear an ancient voice come out, and it's Master
Okay.
Yoda, suddenly it starts glowing little areas, so where it's going to shoot. But for a kid, this is like, oh my
Yeah.
God. And for
Yeah.
us, what I have said, and we've spoken to other people, that they need to have this event, you know, for the kids. I'm 100% in agreement with that. But if there is a squad of 5 guys and maybe like 5 other rooms that are like that they want an adult only experience, then you got to service those people. They're paying $5,000. You
Oh,
got to kind of give them an
yeah.
adult only experience.
So how many kids were on this Star Cruiser with you there for like 50%
Um,
capacity?
for I want to tell you there was like a good 30 to 40, but
30 to
there's
40
30 to
people,
40
kids.
kids.
30, 40 kids. So like a
Kids.
classroom kid, like a classroom
Yeah, yeah.
went to.
So
Okay.
can you
What about?
imagine a classroom of kids running around with lightsabers and
Well,
they're
that's
all
awesome.
screaming?
It's because that's like when in high school when we had Disney just opened up for us. What was that
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
Prom night, or I don't know. It
Uh,
was not prom night.
prom,
Forgot what it
grad
was
night.
called. Grad night.
Grad night.
Grad
Yeah,
night.
yes.
Where the park was just open to teenagers. It was
Yes.
great. We all went and
Yeah.
had a blast. So I can understand what the kids having a good time. But again, it's $5,000 that you're spending there for your kids
But
to
you're not
go
but you're
do
getting
that.
that at the same time, right? There's a little kid
Mhm.
and you're trying to do the adventure too with the characters, but the kids are very kiddie. I mean, like literally
Yeah.
when I walked into it, one of the characters like, we need to know what's happening. This is a character. We need to know, guys. Everybody here, does anybody have any clues? And some kid, 6 years old, with a tunic, a Jedi Knight tunic, he's like, I know. And you're like, what's going on? And he's like, they told me that Chewbacca's coming. And you're like, Chewbacca's coming. Everybody, Chewbacca's coming. And it was like,
Okay.
yay, Chewbacca's coming. And then it's like,
Overacting.
what's your name? And the kid's like, my name's Eric. Jedi Knight Snuggles just brought us the biggest news. Chewbacca's coming. From then on, the kid was known as Jedi Knight Snuggles. And everybody was like, where's Snuggles? He's with Chewie. And you're kind of like, okay, this is way overacting. Where what they needed to do is maybe, hey, if you want to have a scoundrel adventure, if you want to have a hero adventure, look for this guy. They send it to you on your data pad, so they can literally
Right.
tell you, who to look out for. Then, hey, listen, guys, and there is one character that he is
Yeah,
very
because you're
Han
right.
Solo-ish.
What you're saying though makes sense though. I don't mean to interrupt you because like
No,
when
go
you go
ahead.
to like the say like the Disney cruise, if you took and spent
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same money you're going to spend on a Disney cruise. Your
yeah,
Disney cruise, you leave your kids to do the kid events and you go and do the adult stuff, right?
yeah.
It seems like the only adult stuff they have at this is just the bar and
And the
possibly the
problem is
food.
the bar is open, so the kids can go to the bar. They're obviously not drinking, but the
Right.
only holographic table of sabacc is in the bar. So the
Oh, okay.
kids, they teach you how to play sabacc, and the kids are learning how to play sabacc, and they're enjoying it. I mean, there was
Right.
kids playing with adults and stuff like that, which was really cool. But it's right then and there. So like
Mm,
I'm hearing kids like, "Yay!" Like, guys, I want to have an adult drink here,
right.
with my
Exactly. And you got
wife.
kids screaming and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I did meet a couple. One guy, he was from San Francisco. He just got engaged there. Okay, he
Right.
got engaged at the Halcyon with his future wife from Canada, and he's having a drink. He wants to have a drink with his future wife and stuff, and everybody's saying cheers. And a Han Solo type character of the ship, Wraith, is coming over to congratulate him, and he's having a drink or two. And you're like, dude, I wonder if this guy's like getting free drinks while he's there, which would be really cool. But there's kids just playing right there. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
they just need to have that separated. And I understand it's a family event that they want you to have, and I get that, but there has to be times like, okay, all the family, you need to find mom and dad because this is going to change the story, and okay, come together, and I just
Yeah.
think it is a really cool concept. I do hope they change the storyline because for repeat customers, they're not going to get a lot if they're always going to be on a first order mission.
How many people that you ran into were repeat guests, or was everybody new
I think I only had one person
that had done it
that was
before?
that had done it before. Everybody
Wow,
else
and they
was
went
new.
back.
Yeah, I did meet a 501st member,
Mm-hmm.
TK 24365. He's from Stormtrooper 24365 a year. He's from West Coast, so he definitely wanted to do this. He was having a blast, but he's like, yeah, they do need to
Right.
change it a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's a part of it where you get
Mhm.
to go to Batu. Was that
Yes.
like all day, or we only had like a little bit of time at Batu?
No, so they tell you the the port of call is Batu. You will have the ships flying out starting at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Breakfast starts being served around 6:45. Come have breakfast. Um, they change, the names of everything. They slightly change, how things are made. A lot of things are dyed, whatever for your food. So you're having this, and you're like, I think that's bacon. Yeah, that's bacon. All right. That's egg. Yeah, that's egg. Okay. So you're having this. You're having your coffee. Then you're like, all right, let's go to the ship. There's a little line. They scan your M band. You get on, and they give you one of these. they give you a halcyon pin, passenger pin, so that
Okay.
way people on the Batu can recognize you.
Okay.
Um, they put you on this back of this transport, which is technically I think a pickup truck,
Okay.
where you're on the back of a bed of a pickup truck, so it kind of feels like you're flying, and then you dock, and the side doors open, and you come out. When you come out, you are at Kylo Ren's ship. You're
Okay.
all the way in the back of the park.
Okay.
You're not coming through Hollywood. You're not passing,
Yeah,
the
you're coming through a special entrance.
you're coming to a special entrance. And since
Right.
you're coming in at 8, if you can get there at that time, or 8:15, barely anybody is there. That is
Right.
the best time to go take your pictures at the Falcon. Nobody is there. I mean,
Right.
I got pictures with my wife and I. Nobody was at the Falcon yet because we had gotten all the way into the back.
Right.
Um, Now, part of the whole storyline is you're there from 8 to 4, and they want you to participate in scavenging or getting plans and aligning towers with your phone. So you go to the data pad and like, oh, the by the X-wing by Rise of the Resistance, I have to align the tower. It gives you a little puzzle. You make it, and you get like a costume or whatever, but it doesn't translate into. You don't come back to the ship and say, I'm going to download all the schematics that I just copied from Batu because somebody gave it to me because I did all the adventure, and then on the ship it tells me, way to go, you are this or you got that or whatever the case may be. It doesn't do any of that. So you're doing this where you're constantly looking down. You're on Batu, but you're looking down at your phone. And like,
Right.
I don't think I should be on Disney with my head down on my phone. I think I
Right.
should have 2 or 3 of those and head up and enjoy the rest of the adventure. I think that's where they're missing the mark. Now they do tell you when you go to Batu, you do need to go see Hondo because
Hmm.
you need to go save some coaxium, and you do need to go on Rise of the Resistance and see what they're doing. What the First Order is doing. And when you scan your magic band, usually the ring when you're scanning turns green. It turns yellow for you because it's recognizing that you are part of
Special.
an adventure, and
Yeah,
that
but you can
that
get that
sends
with
a
other
signal
bands too.
back. Yeah, but the
All right.
only thing is, there's no different story. You don't hear anything different.
Let
It
me
is the same.
pause you just one
Go
second. Let me
ahead.
say
I
what's
see
up
him.
to Eben. What's going on, Eben? Thanks, man, for the $5 super chat, the 4.99. You got Sky Guy in the house. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Nice. Like
Far
that
from
name.
Death Star. So when is the Star Cruiser turning into Guardians of the Galaxy Benatar?
Soon, I'm pretty sure.
Oh man. And Left Coast Graphics is in the house. What's up, dude?
Nice.
Thanks for the congratulations.
Yeah.
So, all right. So after your whole time there, your 2 days there, did you feel satisfied enough to say, yeah, I would drop another $5,000 to go on the Star Cruiser?
No. The reason why is because one, it's going to be the same show that I already saw.
Right.
They're not changing it. If this was a seasonal thing where they say, "Hey, we're only doing the last trilogy now. Come the beginning of the year, we're going to go back to the prequels, and then come summer, we'll go to the original trilogy, and then we'll go back to the last trilogy again." Then I have a reason why to spend another $5,000 because they tell you this is the 275th anniversary of this cruise liner. So that means that there were 275 years that it's been flying. So if I go back another 25 years or 30, maybe I can see some rebels, some rebel time frame.
That's
And if I go
that's my
further, even more.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that you're saying there that I agree with, man. And I've seen other channels talk about this. The one that the capacity of the ship and then your returning customers, your idea of having returning customers. First of all, you're charging a lot of money. I mean, $5,000, $6,000 for a family is nothing.
To
Is
sneeze
nothing to
at.
sneeze
That's a
at,
lot.
man. That is
That's
a
a lot.
lot of money.
That's
For 2
3 months
days.
of mortgage for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
and if you're going there and all you're experiencing is the exact same thing over and over and over and over again, there's no way that I would drop that again to go
No,
do it twice. Especially if
no.
if all I did the entire time was go to my daughter, like, hey honey, go ahead and do this, and I didn't feel like I experienced anything fun about it. And I'm the biggest Star Wars fan in my house. My
Yeah.
daughter enjoys it too, but definitely not the way I do. So,
No, I mean, but
um,
more, and she'll become a bigger fan. But I just don't think to go back to have the same adventure. Now, mind you, they're cast members, so they will have a different person playing the same role later on, the next 3 days or whatever the case may be. But,
Hmm.
it's not always going to be the same girl who's playing Princess Belle when you go to Disney. It's going to be a different one. But the
Right.
storyline is the same, and the droid is the same and everything else is the same. So what they need to do is tweak that out.
Also,
Literally,
the other thing too is, did you feel relaxed at all the entire time that you were at this at the event?
no, because you were always constantly participating in something. And there is
Hmm.
no like pool, for you to like, hey, go ahead, kids, have a blast. Daddy and mommy are going to go ahead and go to the pool. There is none of
Right.
that, and that's where I think it failed. I do think like if you were going to get all kitty for the next 5 hours, dude, let me put on my trunks. I'm going to go to the pool side with my wife and we're going to enjoy this. Then I'll jump back into the adventure, let, Jedi Knight Snuggles do his thing. And then I'll come back for my bridge training or my lightsaber training.
Now, of course, saying, what if they
Uh,
added Mando to the cruise, because they just added him to the
that
Disney
would
parks?
change it.
Let me
That
interject there.
just
They've
left coast is right.
probably added Mando to Disneyland. We don't get
Yes,
that kind of shit here in
he's
Disney
not
World,
here. He's not in
right?
East, and that's the big problem. I do think
Jealous,
they
super
yes,
jealous about that.
this is the biggest IPA they have, the Mandalorian. In all of Star Wars right now, it's the
Yeah,
Mandalorian. It's the biggest one that everybody wants to watch, be participating in, to buy items from. They want to know more of the Mandalorian culture and all that. What they needed to do is just have an adventure where you are helping Mando, because we had, I think in season 2, Mando was on a cruise ship with
no,
the
he
kids,
was on a what do you call it? Like a
a
bus,
freighter or
more,
something.
yeah, like it was
Yeah,
more like a bus than a cruise ship. But
but
yeah,
we
no,
could
I
they
agree.
can easily tailor that and say, listen, Din has left to go get some frogs for Baby Yoda, whatever the case may be. And he is leaving you in charge to defend Grogu against anybody who wants to get him. And then you have to try to hide. And mind you, hiding Baby Yoda is a lot different than hiding a Wookiee. The kids would have a good time. But I do think they need to tailor some of this for an adult, an adult crowd. Having an adventure where you, as a passenger George, you have to portray a character. You're not given a name. You're not like, hey, this is no, this is Ralph. He's on the cruise. No, no. What I wanted to get was a Star Wars name. I wanted to get a little background. I wanted to pretend that I'm this character
That would be
on the
kind of cool.
ship.
Here's a costume that you could put
Yeah,
on, and
yeah. And then
that would have
you're
been
you're
dope.
you're playing a scoundrel, and then you're on, let's say, you're in the bar, and said cast member comes around. Have you seen the child? You're like, well, what's it to you? I need some
Exactly.
credits.
Play the
You know,
role.
yeah,
Play
play
the
the
role.
role.
I would have been down
What
with that.
I want some credits. If you want some
Yeah.
information, he's like, you don't want the blaster. I don't want the blaster, but you want some information. You get some credits out, put them on the table. Then you negotiate. Then you start talking to this guy, and then you lead him on a wild goose chase, or you send him to the kid because you don't care. You're one of those characters. That would have been a lot better than just like, hey, my name's Ralph, and I'm on the ship. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You
We're
know
gonna take you
that
here and we're gonna take you there. And yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where I think it could really make some return customers, because let's say this time you're a scoundrel, next time you show up with your wife, we're like, we're going to be Chandrillian, rich people, and bankers and stuff like that, and you're like, you're different, you're playing the part different, kind of like, as much as it's not applicable, but Modern Family, when Phil and his wife role play, on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, they pick different characters. Well, that's what I'm saying they should do.
So Sky Guy's asking if you feel that Disney really doesn't care about if we can afford the experience, and
I,
Eben's responding that they keep the price point at that height so they can keep the riffraff out. That they're keeping me out by that. So yeah,
What? Well, listen,
I'm
George
part of the
pointed
scum
out.
and villainy.
George
What's up,
pointed
Luke?
out because I did take a video of the finale. They
Yeah,
were I am a brown person. Okay,
yeah.
I identify as a brown person. I come from an island in the Caribbean, and I am brown. I have brown in me. There were not a lot of us on the cruise liner. There were not. There were looked
Sure.
like a lot of IT guys who have made it, and they said, "Let's go, baby. The kids are going to have a good time."
Mm,
So they they need to change that. I don't think so much it's the riffraff. I think they're just trying to make money. But dude, if they would line this up, George, they can have one of these for everything. We're gonna have the Little Mermaid adventure. You're gonna take your daughters to that, and you're gonna stay at the Little Mermaid hotel, and you're gonna help
yeah, but
Neptune
see,
get his
like
trident.
I don't know, man. And like I feel like what they should have done rather than having an event like this is they should have just done like a hotel with a Star Wars, theme
Theme.
aspect, have all kinds of characters, that you could
Yeah.
take pictures with, have a cantina, have a room that resembles something that looks like a Star
Yeah.
Cruiser that you can shoot things down with so the kids can have a good time with that. You need a pool. You need to be
Yeah.
able to relax when you're doing this stuff. It's
You
because
don't.
it's a lot of walking. Going to Disney World is not a relaxing
No.
experience unless
At
you
all.
take the time to stay and chill at the hotel and chill by the pool,
Correct.
have a couple of drinks and everything. But if you're just nonstop doing the events, you walk away from that more tired than when you went. You
Correct. I
know?
mean, I did the wrong thing. I went to the parks on Friday, and then
Uh-huh.
my event was Saturday. If I had gone to the parks on Monday, it would have been a little bit different because I would have been at Batu. But I did 4 parks on Friday. I walked 12 miles, and then I went to this thing. Going up and down the steps, I was like, "No, we're taking the elevator. I can't anymore. I'm tired." And I was like, "Let Snuggles do this. I'm done." And my wife's like, "Are you sure? I mean, like." Isn't this your thing? I'm like, yeah, but it's very kiddie. There was a point though, we got to the cargo bay and the guy who's playing Chewbacca is trying to get the musician on board, and we're all in there and they're like, Jedi Knight Snuggles has some information. And you're like, great. And he's like, we're gonna bring in the musician. We're gonna bring in. I'm like, whoop de doo. I said it out loud. I'm like, whoop de doo. That lady sucks. I was
Right.
already not in the mood. Wookie comes straight to me, all up in my face. I'm like, all right, dude, I get it. You dig it. You're a big fan of the show of her music, but he stays in character. They all stay in character, which is really cool. But yeah, they need more aliens. They need more droids. We only saw one droid, George.
That's not
Which
it's that one that looks like the R2 unit, right? Sort
yeah,
of.
the
Or like a
R2.
different eye.
Yeah, all you needed was a mouse droid in there. Two or
That would
three
have been kind
mouse
of cool.
droids. Yeah, just on each.
Or a BB-8 or something,
Not something or
something.
a BB-8, not the
Yeah.
BB-8, and say, "Oh, okay, so this is the droid on this deck and the droid for that deck, and that's it." But they didn't
Yeah.
do that. Now, I did see some people dressed to the nines because they were very Chandrillian style, very fancy, and there were some people who
Right.
were, scum and villainy, and there were some that were alien-ish and Jedi-ish and stuff, which is really cool. But for the most part, it was very kiddie, and I cannot see spending $5,000 again, or for even the first time. If this was priced at 3 grand, and I had 3 boys, and they were all Star Wars fans, maybe I may make a sacrifice like that. But 5 is a little bit different. And you're talking when you bring an additional person, the price goes up all the way to $6,000, man. So
Hmm.
it could get really pricey. The blue shrimp are just cocktail shrimp, by the way. I really didn't dig it.
No, you didn't like that one.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't dig
What was
that.
your favorite food that you had there? If you had, did you find any? Did you eat anything there that was like, damn, I would like to try this again?
They had some fish and bantha
Okay,
combo, like a little surf and turf, which was pretty cool.
right.
That was very delicious. That I was looking at my wife's plate and I'm like, "Are you gonna eat that? Because I'm gonna eat it." But that was it. It wasn't anything out of this world, and that's sad to say because it was
Yeah,
Star
because it's
Wars.
supposed to be out of this world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They did, and they rename everything. Like popcorn was served and it was green because it
Hmm.
was dyed. And they called it exploding kernels. Would you like some exploding kernels? And you're like, yeah, let me try those.
Yeah.
And it's popcorn. So they do all that. But the best time I think was at the bar, just chilling with other people, talking about it, having the experience, and talk about Star Wars again, what Star Wars to me, and all that stuff. But I cannot see those people paying another 5 grand themselves. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once you leave, I
They
will
bring
tell
that
you
down.
that once you leave, I have
Hmm.
not stopped dreaming about this place, and it's been a week. And I'm not lying to you when I say I've been dreaming about like being with Snuggles, or going over to Batu, or doing the lightsaber training and stuff like that. It is very impressive what they've done. They just need to get a different storyline. They need to get a Mandalorian storyline. They need to get a prequel storyline, and they don't need to change the ship. It's just really separatists or the Empire or the First Order, and
Yeah,
that's
give
it.
you themes. That'd be kind of cool. Have
Yeah,
like what is it like the annual themes, like
yeah, yeah,
the 4 different themes a year, and then you know which
yeah,
one you want to book for. Now that could be tricky though, because if you do it that way, and let's say Mandalorian is the summer one, that's going to be completely sold out the entire time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I
And
think
then
that's the reason why Disney won't do that. Disney will never do that. And I'm explaining it right now. The reason why they won't do that is because it will be apparent at that point, and in no way for them to argue it in any other way
to hide
that
it.
the hype, yeah, hide it. The hype would not be there for their characters. They would show up and be like, "Oh, we're gonna have a sequel trilogy annual time," and you're gonna see that nobody goes to those events. Mando would be jam packed. Original trilogy would probably be jam packed, and even the prequels would probably be that way as well.
Oh yeah, I'll go to the
They just
prequels.
don't want to show that, man.
But
So
this is the thing. If I'm Disney and I'm in the boardroom and I'm talking with whoever the CEO is now and said, look, what is our main objective? To
mhm,
make more money, right? It's to take everybody's lunch money. I mean, people are sacrificing. There are families of four sacrificing a lot of money just to go one day to the park. And you're
mhm,
talking about driving or flying to Florida. Then you get to the location. Then you got to park tickets. You got to make your reservations. You got to get a hotel. You got to get food there and merch because these
mhm.
kids are not leaving the park without merchandise.
Without
Period.
something,
And
yeah.
then they're coming back from Disney World. They're taking that trip. And once they get there, those kids just had that experience. They're like, Mom, this is what I want for Christmas. They're hitting you up for more Disney merch that you
They
now
want to
made a
go back
fan
to
of.
Disney. Period. My daughter
Yeah,
right now is tripping. It's because Diana
yeah,
loves Disney, right?
yeah,
She tells me how much she misses Mickey Mouse. She misses all this stuff, and she really wants to go back. Scarlett could care less at the moment. So, I'm trying to figure out a way to at least go take her, so that she can go back.
yeah.
But man, it's a lot of money now,
But
and
if
it's
if that's
pricing
what
me to the point
Disney's
that I can't get into it.
well, if that's the point that Disney is in, that's their main objective, right? To take our lunch money. Then
Mhm.
listen, what better way than to switch it to the Mandalorian? You're going to make more money.
More
You're going
money,
to
and
obviously
that's
get
your
more
line,
money.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you could say, hey, because you're not changing physically anything on the ship. You're not changing the design. You're not painting anything. You're not putting new signs. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is getting a new wardrobe, or maybe not even that for the cast members. You put two or three. I like that.
Thor, I would go. You
Yeah,
make that, and I think there is a scum and villainy in California.
there
Actually,
is. There's
there
a
is,
bar.
isn't there?
It is a
There's a
bar. Yeah,
bar. Yeah,
yeah,
but
and
dude,
it's a
if you make
cantina.
that one, I'll go. And I acknowledge
But
a
you
couple other
switched it
comments in
out.
here.
You switch
Yeah,
that
go.
out, George. You're going to make a ton of money. And so what if they identify that the last trilogy nobody's a fan of? We all know that, but the Mandalorian is theirs. That is Disney's. That was not George's. So we are huge fans of that. So
Hmm.
why not take advantage and milk it for what it is?
Yeah, yeah. Luke says I wanted to go to the hotel. I was convinced it was in LA, but apparently it's in Florida. Not
Yep,
only is it horrendously expensive, the marketing, promotion, booking process is
it is.
so bad, and it
Their
is.
website is bad. I that's like I got to go on this trip because I've been working with a company called Small World Vacations,
Hmm.
and they have helped me out plenty of times to go to Disney. And the Disney process to me sucks. So I've contacted them, but this one I did get to go on it. It was not on my own dime. It was sponsored. It was a sponsored trip, but if you guys want to reach out to Small World Vacations, see if your process is a little bit easier than what it is going through Disney because I find Disney's website atrocious.
With regards to picking which park to go to, if you're going to go to Galaxy's Edge, I hate to say it. It's because I'm closer to Florida, and I like going to Florida, and I like seeing you guys when you guys come.
Yeah,
But California has us beat. It's
yeah,
because they get all of the merchandise first. They get
yep,
characters. You have Boba Fett walking around. You have the Mandalorian now walking around. You got all kinds of stuff like that. You don't see that at our park. The only thing
no,
that our park has them beat on is that you can drink alcohol out in the main areas. You don't have
yeah.
to be at a bar to drink. So I mean, that's
But I'll
that's the
be at
only
a
thing.
bar and have Marvel Avengers Campus, and I'll be happy, and I'll
Yeah,
drink it
you,
at the
you have
bar.
that over there too.
You
But I
know,
mean, it's just in regards to those things. I mean, you have different food, you have that stuff, and if you really want to walk away with some merch from the park, you're gonna get it more at Disneyland,
yeah.
and it sucks, man. I
And
really
it's a
wish that they
small
would.
park.
It's small.
Disneyland is a small
Yeah,
park, very small
I
park.
prefer Disney World, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's that in this case, that's what I've noticed on from both sides of it. So if you're gonna go, go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
They
Oh
get the
well.
nice. You know what I really miss, and I'm
Mm,
going to bring up some nostalgia for you. Star Wars weekends.
me too. Me
God,
too, dude.
yeah,
Absolutely. I used to love
that
that event.
yeah. I mean, the men behind the mask, which the majority have passed, but the men behind the mask signing, and you get to really, really, as a fan, you got your money's worth
You
there.
did.
You got a lot. You got a
You
lot,
got a
and
whole lot.
you only had one ride.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Remember that? We only had
Yeah,
one Star Wars ride, and I
yeah,
felt more immersed in the Star Wars during those events than
yep,
I ever did with any of this new shit that they put up.
yeah, yep.
So yeah. But hey, that's long gone. They're not gonna bring that back.
No, no, it ain't.
All
It's
right.
a shame.
So we talked 10K, we talked Star Cruiser. Let's talk a
Yep.
little Andor. What'd you think about
Yes.
this week's episode, buddy?
Okay, so I caught up to everything back to back. I didn't watch it
Or
1 week
you
at a time.
haven't, yeah, that's right. You haven't been even been on the show to talk about it. What do
No,
you think
no.
about Andor as a whole so far?
As a whole, I'm digging it. And I know
Right?
some people were saying it's a slow burn and so forth. But what I am not seeing on this show is comedic timing. I am not seeing, the funny bits. This is a
Mm-hmm.
serious show. One, there was sex in space. All right, let's just call it what it is.
There was.
There was
Yeah,
sex
you
in
do have
space.
that.
All right.
It is
There's also
definitely more adult.
coffee. There is coffee in space. And my boy literally just blasted those guys in the first episode, like, boom. You're like, he's not
Yeah.
pulling any punches. And that's what freaked me out when we saw Rogue One, that he just killed that guy in the beginning of the spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen it, but he just killed that guy in the beginning of Rogue One. So they continue on that trend. So it is adult.
What he said is true.
It is. It is adult, but I do think there were slightly slow moments of it. But I do like seeing the the Imperials. I do like seeing their logic, how they're trying to, build what they're doing, to get it to the scalability to the point where we get episode 4, where
Hmm.
they're everywhere. I do like seeing Mon Mothma's backstory a little bit. It
Hmm.
actually, to me, in episode 6, and I was like, who the hell is this? She's not even Princess Leia. Now I'm kind of seeing why. Now, mind you, we have seen 2 or 3 little things with her before in the past, but nothing to this scale. You're
Hmm.
kind of seeing home dynamic, which is really crappy. Her daughter, something's up with her kid, and her husband obviously is. I think he's being paid. That's just me. But
Yeah.
I did dig South Beach when my man got arrested at South Beach.
La Puerta Vallarta, yeah. That
Yeah,
definitely did have a South Beach vibe to it.
yeah.
There's
And
some episodes I really enjoyed of it, but
yeah,
I'm on the line with most that well, I don't know about most, but at least the majority of people that I've spoken to about it, that I feel like it's got its slow points. Like there's parts like this last episode that we had, I felt was slow, man. I felt
yeah,
like we really didn't need
yeah,
another full on episode in the prison. You
yeah.
know?
And the prison thing was cool, just to say, why aren't we armed? And they show you why they're not armed. And then he's trying to get out, but he's still there. I thought we would have already left the prison. But I do
Or at
think
least at
it
the end
is,
of the episode, the escape or start the
yes,
escape of the
start
prison.
the
Right?
escape.
The only thing we saw here was him cut the pipe, which I don't
Try
even
to
know what
cut a
that
little
pipe
bit.
is doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Apparently,
then they
he's
went
trying to
back.
saw it every time he's going to the putting it back, and then until finally they get through. Very Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. And then again, they go back and he's talking to that one dude about the platform and
Yeah.
how the platform, is not
Yes.
electrified and everything.
Yep.
And then he said, "Let's go now." And then nothing
Nothing
happened.
happened. Nothing happened. Yeah.
So it was like, okay,
And
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 this
and I
episode, I think the best points was like what we saw with the ISB and how they're navigating the whole thing to get to where they find out who is
who is
who
Axis?
who Axis is and who
Yep.
actually did the the crime at Aldani.
Yep.
Who was involved in that. So they're getting
The
closer to
Aldani
it.
scene was really good. The
I like that.
Aldani, the climax of the Aldani, because it took a
Hmm.
long time to get to that. Even at the end of that episode, when his boy was like, "Yo, we could split this," I love that final scene with him. He's like, he was going to rob you. He had killed him. But I love Andor's character, how it's just progressing to finally get to where he's just going to be on Rogue One. But
Hmm.
I'm really enjoying the show. I do think it is a slow burn in the beginning, but and I think we did have too much of prison. so far. Like the Miami scene was like this. Like,
Yeah,
hey
and I would
man,
have liked to see a little bit more of that. I was like, what
yeah,
happened to that?
hey,
You
go
know?
get some chips, babe. I'm hungry after because he was having sex. He was taking a
Yeah,
quick shower again. But it was like, okay, this is awesome. But okay, he's going to play prayer. They're the enforcement droids, which I love, the K2s. The
yeah. The
K2s are
K2s were
just
cool.
awesome.
That whole
Yeah,
scene was
they were
funny. Like
really
when he grabbed that
yeah,
one
and
that
he's
one
like,
guy.
boom,
I thought that
hang
was
him,
pretty
hold
neat.
him. It was
Yeah,
hysterical. And
that
the
was
the
cool.
shore troopers, but you could see the evil of the Imperial officers. You can actually like, I want to kill this guy. He's like, all right, go ahead. At the end of that episode, I was like, man, these guys are just they don't care. They just don't care. Now, I don't know about the secret stalker love engagement of this guy, the
Which
guy
guy?
who the corporate guy who lost his
Oh,
job and he's
I
now
can't
back at
stand
home
that
with
dude.
mom.
Karn?
No, yeah,
Yo, I think I have a more hated, at least for me anyway. I could
yeah,
sit down and watch Jar Jar Binks again on TV before I watch this dude
yes.
anymore. He
He,
like literally makes me want to pull my eyeballs out. It's just I
yeah,
can't stand watching this guy at all, which is
but
great. He's doing a great job acting,
he's
and his
doing a
mom's
great
even worse.
job. His mom's even
So
worse. Like I want to like
yeah,
I don't know why he hasn't gotten Norman Bates and killed her yet. That's what I wanted to see. Just like
yeah,
and drown her in a bowl of
yeah.
soup.
Far
He's like,
from Death Star, serial eater.
uh.
What is up with him in the cereal eating? And like, does he eat anything else? It's like
I
nothing
don't
else
know.
exists but Cocoa Puffs. I'm
Cocoa
like, I
Puffs,
mean,
blue and brown Cocoa Puffs or whatever,
yeah,
and he's
it's
slurping it
it's
like,
only
shut up,
berries,
mom.
Cap'n Crunch is what he's got.
Yeah, but it's there. But I do like the fact that it is very adultish. There is
I
no
like that.
Jar Jar. There is
Yeah.
no Wookiee, being laugh it up, fuzzball. While that was all necessary in Star Wars, we're not having any of that at all.
Yeah, but I
At
feel
all.
like that while I feel like that's a miss though. Like
You
everybody's
think
like, well,
so?
yeah, I really appreciate that this is an adult thing, and I do appreciate that it's an adult a story. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a miss is because it doesn't connect us to anything Star Wars. It doesn't, to me anyway, feel like I'm involved in anything Star Wars. I feel like I'm watching some kind of
Spy
political thriller
thriller.
or not even spy. Like initially it was compared to what was it? The
THX.
Born Identity. No,
Yeah.
the THX
Okay.
thing is the prison. But
Yeah.
everybody was like, or not everybody, but what we heard was this was going to be like the Bourne series, and it was going to be something like that. The Bourne series has some excitement in it. There
Yeah.
is some spy and espionage shit that happens,
Yeah.
and then there's some action that happens, and it happens within a 2-hour period.
Yeah.
We're getting hour-long episodes, and sometimes the hour-long episode is nothing but talking the entire fucking
Yeah.
time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like, I already know you're in a prison. I'm like, I
Yeah.
get it. You're trying to
Yeah.
get out. Let's get to the point where you're getting out of the prison already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They
you
needed to
know,
clip a lot of that, and put it just on the floor because there was a lot. I mean, I did appreciate knowing like somebody committed suicide. He couldn't take it anymore. He just jumped and he touched the floor, and I was like, oh shit, that thing's deep. But
yeah.
and even the sign language that the guy's trying to get from the other floors, and and then finally when the guy tells him like, "Give me the bag," in the whatever, the wheel cart for the
And
dead
Thor
guy,
brings
and
up
he's
something there too.
what's up?
It's just like the Halcyon. There are no aliens.
Yeah, yeah,
Why are there no
that,
aliens in the prison?
yeah, yeah. Unless and they should have announced it. Oh, you're a humanoid, or Rhodians go here, Tuscans go that way, Jawas go that way. They could have done that, but rematch.
Maul versus Qui-Gon. I hear you, man. I do want some action though, man. I want to see
Yeah,
like when he got to the prison, I thought it was cool. I did appreciate the THX reference to it and everything,
yeah,
and I get where they're going with it. And they had a time lapse that happened. He was there 30 plus days.
yeah.
No, you didn't see anything that happened with the time. So I got all that. We know that we're trying to get out of this prison.
But the
But
building of the equipment, dude, that's just taking too much. Like
it's taking a
hey,
long
you got the
time.
good wrench. You got a good
Yeah.
wrench arm. That's great, buddy.
It
Congratulations.
didn't
You've
like
been
in this
working this out.
episode. What I was more invested in and wanted to learn more about was whatever was going on with Mon Mothma and
And her
the
cousin?
points with the ISB. Yeah,
Yeah.
the cousin and what was happening there.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that she's doing to try to build the rebellion here in her way, and then
Yeah.
the Luthen stuff. All that stuff is very interesting to me. ISB is
Yeah.
very interesting to me. And
Yeah.
when they have that come on screen, it's great. But we're going right back to this. I feel like Andor's part in this, Cassian's the whole thing, isn't that interesting to me. it's like we're taking very long time to get to points, like 6
Yeah,
episodes to get to the heist. Now we're
yeah,
gonna be probably 6 episodes so he escapes the prison.
because you're
So
literally following
you
5
know,
storylines just about. And on in Cassian's scenario, leaving the planet, getting to Luthor or whatever its name is, doing the heist, right? Leaving it, then finally just going to Miami Beach. Well, going back home trying to get mom, go to Miami Beach, go to prison. You're stuck there. That's it. That's what you've been with. But they took a long time to do the heist, and showing us how they're training. Like I didn't need to see the training montage. This isn't the A team, and then
right.
I just needed okay, this is the plan. This is what you're going to do. You're going to pilot this thing. You're the only one that knows how to fly this thing because we can't read the weight. Okay, fine,
Right.
no problem. And I'll shoot the guys, no problem. Saying I didn't need to learn how the stormtroopers march. I really didn't.
Right.
Then on Mount Mothma, it has gone back and forth a little bit too long, but now you're kind of seeing the thing with her old boyfriend from elementary school where he's like, we got to find out a different way. We got to reach out to this guy. Finally got to a point that now we got somebody shady in her life. Even though her husband, I think that guy's a snitch. Like they need to execute. If I
Oh yeah,
home,
I'm all for killing the husband. And I
yeah,
think she's having an affair. I swear to God that
really.
the one dude, I feel like it's an affair.
Oh, the dude.
Even when with the banker, I feel like there's something more in that than what they're showing there.
Listen, if they
Just
show that,
they're a little too.
if they show that, that would be really cool. Like if they show episode 10, Mon Mothma put it on her robe and she's like, okay, get out of the room. And he's like, fine, I'll get you your funds tomorrow. And he's putting on his pants. And you're like, yo.
It's definitely more. Yeah.
Hot.
I mean that. Yeah. Hey, not for nothing, but Mon Mothma is kind of hot. She's very attractive.
Not the original one, and not the Rebels.
No,
one,
this
one. This
one's really. And actually, she's the same one. She's not the original, but she's the same one from Rogue One.
Really?
And then, yeah, I think she's the same one from Rogue One. She's also the same one from Revenge of the Sith, I think too.
Really?
No, Revenge of the Sith. I think it's the same actress playing it since Revenge of the Sith.
I didn't remember that. But yeah, I do think. Well, Thor is saying he thinks her friend is an Imperial spy.
Imperial spy.
The banker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that would throw a twist on it, and that makes her go into hiding and then start the rebellion hardcore with our boy.
I agree with Batman. I think they're going to stretch this prison break until the very, very last episode. Or maybe the last 2 episodes.
I hope.
But I feel like that's what's going to happen. And next week he's going to cut a little bit more of the pipe, and we're going to see the hole in the pipe next week. And it's going to be like, ooh. And then I like how they just pan to Luthen every now and then. Make sure we get some scenes from the store so we can get some Easter eggs.
Yeah, you get the Easter eggs, and then you get the Puerto Rican Binks in space. Binks in space.
Absolutely buying that one day one. Bix is hot too. I like Bix too.
She's a Puerto Rican in space, man. I think she's the second one. Jimmy Smith was the first.
Jimmy Smith was the first. Yeah.
First Puerto Rican in space. We need to get some. Are there any Mexicanos in space or any other Latino culture?
Well, Andor. He's Mexican.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right.
Yeah.
So you got a prominent role there. No, man, I'm really digging it. I do think they need to speed it up. But dude, how did you feel because I just saw this just the other night when they put the earmuffs on her to hear the children crying and dying under their. You remember when they were
crazy?
That was crazy.
They didn't show you, but her face, the acting on that was awesome.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
And I like the cut.
Yes,
like the minute they cut, and it was that whole Leia thing from When You Hope. I thought that was awesome. I like how they did that. There are little things that happen in the show, and overall, regardless of how I sound right now, because I know you guys are like, "Yo, George hates the show." I like Andor. I tune in every week. I got no problem with that. But I have this feeling with me that like last week, right? We had Tales of the Jedi that came out.
Yep.
When I saw Tales of the Jedi, and then I saw Andor, I was like, fuck Andor. I'm gonna go watch Tales of the Jedi because this is probably exciting and I'm gonna have a good time watching this, And that was my thing. And that's why I didn't do an Andor episode last week, is because that came out. And I kind of wish they would have broken up Tales of the Jedi in 2 parts, maybe, where we got a little bit last week and a little bit this week, so that I could say that again. It's because I was gonna do a reaction video to Andor this past week. And then I go to start because I did one for Tales and did pretty well. And I used to do it for Mando, and it would do really well too. So I was like, let me do a reaction to Tails or to Andor. And then I thought about it, right? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I was like, we're not even close to probably an exciting point. So what am I really going to react to here? Let me watch this first and see if this is even worth possibly doing a reaction to. And then I watch it. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't do a reaction to this. And like, because I had to watch it with subtitles on, rewind a couple of times. It's because I
the
feel
subtitles
tired.
is a thing. I do realize that for Andor you do need subtitles because you miss a lot. They're throwing in a lot of Easter eggs, names of planets and locations and so forth, which is cool. But it's like, what's going on? Wait a second. It's not like my wife would be like, wait, what is that? What is that? You can't really just follow along unless you're really a hardcore fan.
Right.
But I do dig the show. I just do think it is a little bit of a slow burn.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you open up. Like I put it on right now. It's in the background. You
The
literally
Andor opening.
open up. Yeah, you open up in a brothel.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Hey,
But, okay,
come here. Hey, come here, son. Let's sit down and watch Star Wars on Daddy's lap. What's that, Daddy?
The intro of Andor. I said this on one of my other things. The intro of Andor, that the logo intro, is the slowest intro in the intros. In any intro I've ever seen. It's like you get this music playing and it's just like slow, and they don't give you a skip button. They don't. They let you skip all the other intros of every other thing I've seen except for that one. You're just getting the whole pan. Here it is.
They let you skip the Lucas logo. They let you skip the Lucasfilm logo, which is literally 5 seconds of your time. But the Andor logo, which is 20 seconds, 30
seconds, man.
You're like, come on, dude, forward. And if you forward, then you skip too far.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, it is adult, and I'm happy that it is adult. It's not as kiddie. I don't have any Ewoks running around. But yeah, I mean, look at it. He's walking into a brothel looking for his sister.
Oh, I thought the beginning intro, the first episode was great.
Yeah. I love how when the guy's like, look, I got the perfect story, this happened. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Bomb, like, yes. But it is they do need to speed it up. How did you feel with Andy Serkis back in Star Wars?
Oh, that's cool. I like that they brought him in. Nobody, like when he was playing what was it? Snoke.
Yeah.
You couldn't really tell it was him, you're just a voice.
Yeah. Somebody, I heard that little rumor of like, well, what if they actually get him and they use him for the clones of Snoke?
And he's Snoke? No, they're not gonna do that. That would be stupid.
Yeah, that would be really stupid. That would be really
I wouldn't like that. So
I wouldn't want that at all. But I'm happy to see
2001
him.
Space Odyssey Andor intro. That's the truth right there.
That is very true.
Oh man. Anyway. We've been jamming for about an hour, so it's about time. So, guys, remember, we will be back. I should be back next Sunday. I'm not going to promise next Sunday, but I'm going to try to have another live stream next Sunday. But absolutely, November 23rd, we're going to have the 10,000 subscriber giveaway and then my birthday party or drinking session. It should be fun. It's going to be even better to try to figure out, try to answer some of these trivia questions.
There should be a designated host on the birthday bash. One person that cannot.
Person?
Yeah, one sober person.
It ain't me.
The other one.
It's my birthday. I get to drink.
It's not you or Eben. Period. Neither one of you too.
But Seth is gonna come join us, and I think Eben's gonna be there. Yeah, Seth's gonna come in.
Oh, nice.
So it should be a good panel. Maybe we even get people in the chat to join in on the panel too. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I definitely want to have a nice, maybe hour or two.
If you could get
stream.
If you could get some of the guys that are in the comment section in the chat to just pop on in, like you got 5 seconds of fame or 15 seconds of fame, what's going on? You get your camera going. Hey man, George, what's up? Love your show, blah blah. Peace out. Or maybe
come have a drink. I'll be straight.
Yeah, or
we can have 10 people.
You can have 10 people. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen Seth in a hot minute, so that'll be great to see him again.
Yep.
Yep.
So everybody in the chat, hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And until next time, may the force be with you.
Peace out, guys.